Good morning, everyone. It's Lee Henson, President and Founder of Agile Dad, and it's time for today's episode of the Daily Stand-Up. So without any further ado, let's get started. It's time for day 3 of our 5 days of Agile, and I thought it'd be nice today to tell a little story about service. So I remember one time when it was early in my career, and I was, just learning the ropes about what a good Scrum Master does. And I remember there was a young lady in the organization that I was working in, and I often would see her do things like get bottles of water for the people on her team and, go out of her way to do these extra things. And it finally got to the point where, I walked up to her and I said, these aren't part of your responsibilities as a Scrum Master. And she smiled and she looked at me and she said, yeah, I realize that. She goes, but I still think it's incredibly important that I do these things because I want the team to know that I'm more than just here for them at work, that I care about their well-being and I'm trying to help them be successful. Now, I've had several times in my personal life where I've espoused or taught that the best thing you can do is lose yourself in the service of others because that's when you discover who you really are. But I never really thought about applying that at work. I never really thought about tying that together until this moment. And since then, obviously, I've seen many mentors and leaders and other people who have applied this in such a way that it's completely relevant and it makes sense. And it's something I strive to do. But sometimes you'll see that when you lose yourself in the service of others, you run the risk of getting lost in the service of others. And this was a story especially true about a Scrum Master I encountered recently. Now, this guy, he was just genuinely good-hearted. He had everything going for him to be prolific in his professional career. He was exceptional at what he did. But oftentimes, when he went out of his way to serve his team, he would lose sight of the things that were really important in doing his job well. And he had such a personal interest vested in a team that everything else that surrounded him started to dissipate. So I think that part of being a good Scrum Master is having balance, but I also think part of it is service. So I think what I'm trying to encourage you today is to find a way to serve individuals on your team by asking them the right 3 questions. If they're completely happy doing what they're doing, what motivates them or brings them great joy, and what things are, bothering them that you might be able to take off their plate. And if you do this at an individual level, what's interesting is the team's going to quickly learn that you care about them at a team level or professional level. But I think the most important message I can share with you here is that when you find a way to serve others, that's when you're going to find the completeness of you being a servant leader or a Scrum Master. And, I don't think many people understand the term servant leader in such a way that they should. I think people struggle with the concept because they just don't know what a servant leader does. And I think that when you think of a servant leader and you think of someone who, it's not always lamb to the slaughter, right? This person is there to stand up and be an advocate for what's right, even in the face of when other people might think it's wrong. This person is there to help you create an atmosphere or a place where you can feel psychological safety and do your job better. But most of all, this person is there to smile and to cheer along the way as you cross the finish line in your greatest race of life. So I hope this was useful to you. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or whatever faith you are. I just want you to have the best time ever this holiday season. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.